You're watching this edition of Brass Tacks with me, Poonam Burde. Let's shift focus from the United States to India to Jammu and Kashmir, where today a scuffle broke out during the first session of the newly elected Jammu and Kashmir Assembly session. Sheikh Khurshid, the brother of engineer Rashid, entered the well of the house with a banner calling for the restoration of Article 370. Soon after, BJP MLAs stormed the well to take away that banner. What transpired after that was complete chaos. There were blows that were exchanged. Eventually, MLAs had to be picked up and marshalled out physically in the most unceremonious way. The chaos came a day after the Assembly passed a government resolution seeking dialogue with the centre for reinstating the Union Territory special status. What's interesting is that there was no mention of Article 370 or 35A. It was a carefully worded resolution, perhaps which is why we saw the Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party come and support it. But even though that happened, even though it may have been carefully worded with no explicit mention of Article 370, it was enough for tempers to fly in the Assembly. Here's all that transpired today.
इनको ये नहीं पता कि कानूनी और गैर कानूनी क्या होता है। मेरे भाई, गैर कानूनी उस दिन था जिस दिन जम्मू कश्मीर का स्पेशल स्टेटस महाराजा हरि सिंह का दिया हुआ, इन्होंने एक बंदे से साइन करके हटा दिया।
इस असेंबली के जरिए हमने पैगाम भेजना है कि जो हमारे साथ हुआ 5 अगस्त 2019 को वो हमें काबिल कबूल नहीं है। असेंबली ने बुलंद करके वो रेजोल्यूशन पास करके दुनिया को बताया कि हम क्या चाहते हैं।
To condemn the 5th August move done by BJP in the parliament, and second to seek the restoration of 370.
ये आप ऐसे गुमराह करके भाग नहीं सकते हैं। कांग्रेस के वो जो हरकतें हैं उसका अभी भी नहीं समझेंगे, हम बेवकूफ बनते रहेंगे।
Let's open this up. RP Singh, national spokesperson of the BJP, Imran Nabidar, spokesperson of the National Conference, Amitabh Dubey, national spokesperson of the Congress Party, and Paramveer Singh, political analyst, all with us. Thank you so much for joining us here on this edition of Brass Tacks. Imran Nabidar, let me begin by asking you, this resolution that was passed, that was brought in the Assembly, says, we reaffirm the importance of the special status and constitutional guarantees which safeguard the identity, culture and rights of the people. We express concern over the unilateral removal. So is the process of how it was removed an issue, and is that what you want dialogue with the centre for? Or do you want restoration of Article 370? Because this resolution does not mention Article 370 anywhere.
No, you have to read the resolution clearly. It completely says restoration of Article 370, where it is written restoration of special status. That automatically means that it is Article 370. That is what special status to Jammu and Kashmir entails. So rather than getting into the into these little things, I think it is important that an elected representative body, constitutional body, with an overwhelming majority of 62 MLAs passed this resolution. This resolution has the stamp of people of Jammu and Kashmir, and J&K Assembly is a constitutional body, and it has been passed with an overwhelming majority. I don't understand why there is so much of hulla bulla, why there is so much of the critique about it. We have been saying this all along. This was our political stand, and we delivered on our political stand. And this was the promise that we made to people of Jammu and Kashmir. If they elect us if they give us enough seats. And today we delivered on our promise. This is clear. I mean, this is how politics operates in our country. We asked for the mandate from people on the premise.
But you asked for a mandate of the people on the premise that Article 370 will be restored. In this resolution, that bit is not there. Explicitly, special status and special treatment to J&K could mean a lot of other things, and not overturning of a decision that has been taken by the executive of this country.
See,
one that has also been given a stamp of approval by the judiciary of this country. And Article 370 and its restoration was not something that the Congress was on board with. But the Congress has backed this resolution, perhaps because that mention is not there, which is why many ask if this is just a balancing act.
No, if you go down a history and you will read a little bit, when Article 370, there are two judgments from the Supreme Court which had clearly said at that point of time that Article 370 had acquired permanent status. Even after that, BJP went ahead and they abrogated, this BJP government abrogated the article. So it doesn't stop us. Tomorrow, the situation can arise. A 5-bench judge has struck down some provisions of Article 370. Tomorrow, there will be a situation when a 7-bench judge can come and they can, restore what was snatched from us. So we are prepared for the long haul. We are prepared to fight this battle, because we have to understand one thing. We are not asking anything which is anti-national. Article 370 is very much part of this country, very much part of the Constitution of India, and we are fighting for the rights of people of Jammu and Kashmir. We are not fighting for any azadi. We are not fighting to get anything which is anti-national, which will harm the interests of the country. We are fighting for getting back the rights that were taken from us without the consultation, without.
But what about rights that were given? What about rights that were given after the abrogation of Article 370 to many people who had no voice in Jammu and Kashmir, despite calling Jammu and Kashmir their home?
Who says?
I want to get in the BJP on this. RP Singh, the NC says there is nothing anti-national or anti-constitutional about wanting to repeal an act that the people repealing of an act that the people of Jammu and Kashmir want. That is the mandate that the NC got, and they are exacting the will of the people. Why does the BJP think there's anything wrong with it?
Well, please go through that resolution again. It says dialogue with the elected representatives. It says that, and then the central government should open up that. Now, did they have the dialogue with their own representative? Did they have the dialogue with the people in the assembly? Was there any dialogue in the assembly? Was there any debate in the assembly on the subject? No, they pushed it through. They brought it like from the back door, and then they tried to push it through. There are 28, other MLAs also who don't accept that. There's a complete region who don't accept this ideology of 370-35A. So dialogue with the center is okay, but dialogue within the Jammu Kashmir is not done. So how can you have a double standard? I mean, if you want to have dialogue with the center and you are mentioning in the resolution, then better first have the dialogue with the state also. But coming to the point of the Congress party, I mean, I was going through the press note of Mr. Soz. He said, I heartily congratulate the Jammu Kashmir political mainstream class, the NC, the Congress, the PDP, the CPM, the PC and the AIP to resolve the restore of 370 Constitution. There's no doubt resolution is a great historic importance. This is the Congress leader, Safadin Soz, who is on record. So this is a part of the strategy of the Congress party. When they want to sow the seed of separatism in Kashmir, they have within the right to do so. But people can see through this, that what are they up to? For vote bank politics, because they have to contest election in Maharashtra and Jharkhand and seeking vote bank there for a particular community. And that's why they will go ahead with supporting the resolution which talk about 370-35A, which refers to indirectly refers to 370-35A, which has been accepted by the NC spokesperson here, Mr. Dar, that yes, it is that. So Congress has to come clear on this than anyone else, especially after the statement of Soz, that yes, he is heartily welcoming it. So it's clear that keeping in view the vote bank politics, they can sow the seed of separatism, because 370 and 35A led to this separatism to the of the state. And then whereas doing it has integrated it with the mainstream also. Are they for scheduled caste, scheduled tribe? Are they for Valmikis? Otherwise, he waives that. Today, he has been exposed that book of constitution, which has no constitution written in it. So, do they abide by the constitution? Because the parliament has passed the resolution, and then it has been stamped by the judiciary. Two votes. So it is part of the framework of the constitution now. So they don't abide by the constitution. And if they have anything else, I'll appreciate. And National Conference and Congress and PDP and all other parties should move to the court. As he rightly said, they have right to move to the court for a review petition. They have all the right. But till that time, the review petition outcome is there. The court gives a decision. Till the time, is part of the constitution. And now,
but the NC says they are in it for the long haul. Let me get in the Congress as well. Amitabh Dubey, is the Congress with the NC in the long haul over restoration of Article 370? Because that's what they want. Now, Article 370 found no mention in the Congress's manifesto, as opposed to it being clearly mentioned in the National Conference's manifesto.
I'd like to first, before I answer that, I'd like to point out that BJP itself is confused about the resolution. Amit Walvia tweeted in favor of it. Now the BJP is criticizing the resolution. So first, they should make up their mind what problem they have with the resolution. As for the Congress party, our position is absolutely clear. We have never called for the restoration of Article 370. We are very strongly in favor of statehood. Statehood is something that the Modi government promised Jammu and Kashmir many times over many months and has yet to deliver it. Why is it that the voter of all other states, Gujarat, West Bengal, Tamil Nadu, Haryana, etc., has the right to a state government, but the people of Jammu and Kashmir are denied this very basic right and are being ruled by fiat? Now, of course, we have a state government. For many months, they were ruled by fiat, by a central appointee. So the main issue is statehood, and this is what the resolution calls for. It calls for statehood. It calls for provisions and rights for the people of Jammu Kashmir that are no different from that which 12 other states in the Indian Union enjoy under the Indian Constitution. So this is an attempt by the BJP to whip up some confusion, and it's completely missing the point. There is no mention of Article 370 in the resolution, and that's the reality.
But it does talk about special status and constitutional guarantees, and like your alliance partner on this panel, Mr. Dar, said, that's exactly the same. That when you say restoration restoration of special rights and guarantees, that means special status, which was given under Article 35A and Article 370.
As I mentioned, under Article 371, 12 Indian states have special provisions that give them certain rights.
I take your point there. I agree with you there. I agree with you there. I take your point that there is another provision. That's exactly what I had asked the NC spokesperson on the panel, and he said, no, that's not what we want. We want restoration of Article 370.
That is not in the resolution.
And this is a resolution that has been backed by the Congress MLAs there as well.
Yes. As you mentioned, as everyone knows, the resolution does not mention 370 or 35A, and that is the resolution that the Congress party supported. Now, the NC is free as a party to go down the judicial route, as he mentioned, to pursue whatever goal they want. But the government of J&K, which the Congress party is a member of, is not doing that.
Mr. Dar, your own alliance partner does not believe that this resolution talks about restoration of Article 370, which is why they backed it. Then are you just playing to the galleries and misleading people of Jammu and Kashmir? Your own alliance partner does not believe what your intent is, as you claim to say.
No, you have to understand one thing. I mean, I, as being the representative of National Conference, does not expect that Congress will agree to whatever National Conference has on the table. I mean, it's we are in alliance. I mean, there are some points. There is a common minimum program that has been charted out between the two parties, and we are working on it. But our political stance will always remain. And I would not expect Congress or any other party to support me. This is my political stance, and this is the political stance of my party. And I do not expect endorsement from any political party.
But they have endorsed this resolution. Let me rephrase my question and make it perhaps a little more clearer. The Congress has endorsed this resolution because they believe that this does not talk about Article 370. But you say it does. So which way is it?
That is what I am trying to tell you. I mean, we have, as I told you earlier, this is a long drawn battle, and we have to be prepared. I, as being the representative of a political party, I am prepared for the long haul, and I do not expect any, because this is not going to be this resolution, or the restoration of Article 370 cannot happen overnight. It's a fight that will take a long time. And right now we are in an alliance with the Congress government, and there are other political parties are also part of it. And there is a common minimum program that is binding these alliance partners together, and we are committed to work towards giving people their dignity back, giving their rights which were snatched. You can word it the way you want to, but at the end of the day, it is something that people of Jammu and Kashmir are in desperate need of. We want our rights back. We want that job should be given back to people of Jammu and Kashmir. We want that the land rights, the rights that we enjoyed prior to 2019.
Fair enough. That's what the Congress also
Yeah,
wants. The Congress just wants it under another provision, 371,
So-
like the Congress spokesperson said.
That is what I'm. That is.
And it's not about how we worded it, it's about how the National Conference worded it in this resolution. That really is what we're talking
Exactly.
about.
No, that is what it is. It is what I said was, this is our political stand, and we are committed to our political stand for restoration of Article 370.
Okay, let me get in Paramveer Singh as well. Paramveer Singh, is this then just about playing to the galleries? Because the NC and the Congress seem to be on different pages as far as what this resolution stands for, what it actually means. There is already criticism coming to the fore that why was this not done on the first day itself of when the assembly began. When it happened yesterday, we saw the kind of furor and the kind of fisticuffs that turned out in the assembly. And it's not just about political will, isn't it? There's a lot more. If an executive decision like the repealing of Article 370 has to be overturned, then it has to be done at the executive level. 2/3 majority will be required in Parliament. And at the moment, there is nobody within the opposition ranks that can say that this can be done.
Poonam, actually, the National Conference has steadfastly ignored the elephant in the room, that is the people of Jammu and Kashmir. From the day one, since the inception of India, when we gained independence in 1947, this Article 370 was imposed on Jammu Kashmir not by consulting the people of Jammu and Kashmir. That was done by the stroke of a pen between the Indian government, led by Jawaharlal Nehru, and the Maharaja Hari Singh of Jammu Kashmir. People were not asked about it. People were not questioned. People were not taken their view that did they want Article 370, 35A or any sort of that legislation. That was done by a stroke of the pen. So this point that Indian government has withdrawn the article or abrogated the article without consulting people doesn't matter anymore. Further, you might have noticed one thing, that they are asking for a restoration of Article 370, but the Ladakh, which has been divided from them, that was also a part of the Jammu and Kashmir state. They are not asking that we should be aligned with the Ladakh only. This is a mere play game, a political game which is being done, and as they are saying, that is a long drawn battle, that the coming elections this will be a political manifesto, and so that we can go to the people and ask for their mandate. Yes, we are going to get it, but this has to be gone through a long drawn battle. Further, the people of Jammu and Kashmir, after the application of Article 370, the Gujars, the Bakarwals, the Pahadis, they have been enjoying they have been given the status of scheduled castes and scheduled tribes, and they will be getting benefits from that. So by the stroke of a pen, they want that these things have to be gone. And above all, the development work, the railways, or other infrastructures are being implemented in the region of Jammu and Kashmir. So what about these things? So this is a long drawn political battle. People have nothing to do with it. They didn't have their right when it was applied in Jammu and Kashmir, neither they were asked when it was abrogated. But we have to look at the other hill states of India. We have to look at the Himachal Pradesh, Jammu and Kashmir, Uttarakhand. What is the economic scenario of the people of Himachal Pradesh? Is it equivalent to people of Jammu and Kashmir? Are the Himachalis people more prosperous in terms of finances than Jammu and Kashmir? Why is there no tourism is not coming to Jammu and Kashmir due to the troubles which have been planted or sowed in the soil of Jammu and Kashmir? So these things have to be rooted out. People want peace. People want prosperity. These are the political gimmicks and nothing more.
Sure. So, RP Singh, let me get you in as well before I wrap this up. You know, it's one thing about what the kind of political narrative is being set, and for whatever reasons, every political party would be guilty of doing that and pandering to a certain voter base. But if the scenes like these that we saw in the assembly today, if this is what we see, now this is a union territory that has seen elections after 10 years, an assembly session that has happened after 5 years or more. And if this is the kind of confrontation that we see every single time that assembly reconvenes, what is the point of it all?
Well, I very clearly see as a part of the game plan of the Congress party, and then NC and Congress are in alliance in this, and then they are trying to send a signal to Muslim voters in Maharashtra and Jharkhand that, see, we are for 370A, which will lead to separate Kashmir, or which will keep Kashmir away from the mainstream. And then if we are trying to abide by the Muslim mindset, that's what Congress is trying to send the message across, and at the cost of Valmikis. I mean, Valmikis who got the equal status or their due status, sorry, after abrogation of 370A. Now, if they do that, then if they somehow in some very far away future they can do this, then the Valmikis will be away from their basic rights, which they have started enjoying now after abrogation of 370A. But again, it's against the Constitution. The Constitution has been passed by. The law has been passed by the...
Which is why I said if a constitutional amendment needs to be brought in, then 2/3 majority is required. But I saw Mr. Dubey's hand go up. Last 30 seconds, sir.
Yeah, I mean, look, this whole narrative about reservations and all that, firstly, reservations have been existing in Jammu and Kashmir for many years. 2004, there was a Jammu Kashmir Reservation Act. There were 4 categories of Valmiki in there. Valmiki was there. Now Valmiki has been added from 2023. So this narrative that reservations is something new is just completely false. Basically, what we saw in the assembly is also a bit of a fixed game. Many people have suspected that Engineer Rashid and his party are proxies for the BJP.
Interesting you call it a fixed game, because that's exactly what the BJP says. It's a fixed game between you, the Congress says it's a fixed game between Engineer Rashid's ilk and the BJP. Unfortunately, I don't think this is what the people of Jammu and Kashmir wanted to see when after 10 years there were elections held, after over 5 years an assembly session was convened, and all they got to see was MLAs being taken out because they could not even come down and discuss what mattered to the people of Jammu and Kashmir, and all they could think of was their own political pandering. I have to leave it at that. Thank you so much for joining us here on this edition.